All right, everybody. Welcome to the show. We have a very special guest today. What's going on, my good friend Melody Johnson?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for being here. Thanks for taking the time. I know you are a very busy creator. You're always streaming on Amazon Live, right? So,
Yes.
hey, look who we got here. Our previous guest from last week
Hey,
called that.
Jesse.
Oh, Jesse. Awesome. It's awesome that his first. That's amazing.
What's going on, Jesse? Jesse's so cool. Let me tell you,
yeah.
I love this guy. He's always in my streams, and it's nice that we have such a community amongst the creator community where we support each other. Hey, Eileen, how are you?
Eileen, what's going on? Thank you, Miss Eileen, for being here as well. So, first of all, I want to welcome everybody to the Be.Live show. Thank you very much for being here. We're going to discuss a lot of information. We're going to pick Melody's brain about communities, community engagement, community building strategies for content creators in reality, right? So,
Yes.
we get an expert here. We're going to pick your brain. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I
All
am.
right, awesome. I want to ask everybody where you guys are watching from. Where you at right now, Melody?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Very nice.
Yeah.
ATL.
ATL in his house.
And his house, yeah. I'm right here in Herndon, Virginia. I'm about 30 miles west of Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty metro, which I love. I like to have everything near me whenever I go out. I even have a Chick-fil-A right in front of my house. So it kind of works.
You are so lucky. Oh.
I love it. So we got Mary Adams from Florida. Oh man,
Hi, Mary.
Great. The weather. How's the weather in Atlanta, by the way?
Oh, so much better. Before we had like a cold front that came over, and that was like 6 degrees. But now it's what? Now we are having 59 degrees right now. Yeah, so it's close to 60.
We got 10 less, but it's okay.
Sorry. It'll get better. It'll come over to your side soon.
All right, Melody. So I'm gonna give you the floor so you can actually give us a little brief 5 minutes of fame of who are you, what do you do, etc., etc. So you have the floor.
Well, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Melody Johnson. I am the admin and community coordinator here at Amazon Live Creators Facebook group, but I'm also an Amazon A-list creator, and on top of that, I'm also a coach. So I go ahead and I coach over 2,000 creators weekly, along with some friends in the community, and the whole goal of building this community was so that way we could bring together more creators. So before this even came about, I originally reached out to a friend and I told him, hey, I want to get good at learning how to create video. I had recently left my position as a teacher. I was a special ed teacher and a kindergarten teacher at one point. but I knew that there was something more, something more that I could do, something more that I could do to contribute to the community. And so I went ahead and I left my job. Guys, I had like $20 in my account. I'm talking about, this was just straight up me just leaving. Like, I was like, I'm not doing this no more. I'm going to do this. And I kept focused. I kept focused on my goal. And I was able to build a reading intervention business that I wanted for students that struggled with reading. So students that had IEPs, students that were on what's called tier if they don't do really well in school.
Wow.
And I felt that a lot of my time was being pulled in different directions. And I just wanted to do that one thing, especially since I had mentors always tell me, focus fully on the two things that you are the most good at, and you will be able to get far anywhere you're at. And so I did those two things, but I found it to be conflicting being a teacher because you have to wear so many hats. So I decided to leave that profession and create my own company. And it took me about a good 6 months to really get it started up and to have a regular clientele. And then I wanted to get on YouTube because I seen a lot of people were getting on YouTube. And then that's when pandemic hit. And I had to pivot really quick. And I was like, man, I never did video before. Like, the only time I ever did video was on a handheld camcorder. And that was old school, man. Like, you had the tape in there and you had to press rewind. And I was like, I don't know how to do video on my camera, on my phone. And so I just started going on YouTube and binge watching every single video that I could on live streaming. And I had friends that were like, hey, we could teach you how to live stream. And they taught me. And then they said, hey, you ever heard of this thing called Amazon Live? And I was like, what's that? I was like, I know Amazon. I should know about Amazon Live. They were like, it's like a QVC kind of thing, and you can make some extra money. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and apply. And I got accepted into the program with no problem. What I found fascinating was it actually took me about a month before I actually went live because I needed to be able to learn the skills. So every single thing that I did was painstakingly done in the evening, deep evening, so that way I could still homeschool my daughter. And then I was learning how to live stream at night. And it all started off with me having an iPad, and that was all I had.
Let me tell you, you ain't doing that bad. You're natural for it, so that was kind of quick. So that's good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a little scary too. It was a little scary too because I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I'm gonna be straight. Like, I was like, I hope I get this right. And it was through trial and error and the support of a community that I had that helped me to grow. And so because I was able to grow around a group of people, it just gave me the love to want to do that for others and to also help them to grow as well. And so that's when me and one of my friends, we actually three of my friends, we had Chris Giles and we also had Monty Weaver. We created this Amazon Live community. So that way we could all get together and we could talk about maybe some of the struggles that we had, and then also things that we can do to kind of lessen some of that struggle, or if we just need to vent. I primarily learned how to start doing some community building because I was a teacher. That's what teachers do. They connect people, right? And so what I found was a lot of the students that were being placed in my classroom, I had parents that spoke different languages. But even with parents that spoke different languages, I'm talking about I had like maybe 75% of my class different languages. I still gathered these people together to let them know they were loved, their children were loved, and that they were wanted, and they can also contribute to the community. And so I just simply transferred those skills over and brought it over to the Amazon Live community, and which I do now.
By the way, once you're a teacher, you never stop being a teacher. I always believe that because right now, what you're doing is you're illuminating our brains with a lot of information, right? And the same thing as you do with Amazon Live, you're showing people products, even though you have experiences on it, you're still providing some information, some value. So for me, you're still a teacher. You're just not teaching at the classroom. Let's put it that way.
Yes. So my classroom looks a little different. This is my classroom right here.
There you go.
So that's pretty much how I got started, guys. I just pressed the start button. I pressed the live button. That is how I started.
Exactly.
And
That's the way to do it, basically.
yes, and
There's no other
your
way.
streams in the beginning are going to be terrible. I just
That's all the people all
anticipate
the
it.
time. You gotta start with the suck until you get pretty. You get
Ex-
pretty with time, but
Yes,
it
yes.
takes time.
And you don't need a whole lot to start
No,
with.
not really.
You just use what you have. And this is what every single person that I've spoken to that was on Amazon Live before me that I've interviewed said the same thing, that they've used old equipment and they still use it today.
Yep.
Like they're like, I don't care. So
Everybody has a great camera in their pocket. It's called a phone.
yes. And
Smartphone.
then when you grow, your earnings, then you upgrade, but
Exactly.
use what you got in the meantime, and be happy that you can have that opportunity to live stream, because not everybody can do it.
You can crawl, then you can walk. It's the same fundamentals. Everything with life, everything. Right.
Exactly.
So, Melody, let me
Mhm.
start with the first question for you. So,
Okay.
getting started in community building is always the hardest part.
Yeah.
Always, believe me, it's always.
Yes.
What strategies do you employ to reach certain milestones? For example, 1,000 members.
Um, well, the first thing I wanted to always make sure was I wanted to create a very welcoming community. Um, Sometimes with people that are coming into a new community, they don't know what to expect. They may feel a little bit awkward because they don't know other people, and they're expected to talk to new people. So you start building connections with other people, start finding a common ground that everyone likes to talk to each other about. It could be something as simple as the weather, having some funny weather memes you could start off with, and then even simple products that you like to use, and then talk about what you like about them. Ask them what you like about it, and then ask them to follow you. So that's the second thing. Ask them to follow you. Ask them to follow you on Amazon. Ask them to follow you on every social media platform that you have. Just ask. Like, don't be afraid, because half of the time they won't do it because you don't ask. And then ask them to bring their friends and family over. Say, hey, let your mom likes watching Amazon Live. Hey, tell her to come over tomorrow and I'll show her some stuff that she'll absolutely love. I'm telling you, when I ask for those things and the family comes, that's when all of a sudden everybody else is starting to come onto the platform and they're asking questions. I have a whole family, uh, Dr. Elio, where they met me the first time I streamed, and they come back the same time every year. Every Christmas, they
Wow.
come and they say hi to me. And I feel so honored and so blessed that they would even think of me to do that, to say Merry Christmas, just to say
Wow.
Merry Christmas. So it's little things like that, making it welcoming, asking for the follow, and telling their family and friends to come and follow as well. And then, of course, you need an incentive. You need a little treat, like just like kids from school, there's a prize
Reminder.
box.
Small reminder. By the way, if you
Yes,
haven't followed yet,
you
hit
got to give
right now.
something away, right? Give something away. It could be a free product that you got. It could be a gift card that you can give away, something as small as $1. You could do $5, whatever you can afford. Nothing that's breaking the bank. But just make sure you're giving with a whole heart, and just know that whatever you give, that's what you can give.
I like
And those people will recognize it, and they will appreciate you for that.
that's amazing. That's amazing. All right. So let me see here. What approaches have you found that most successful in building an engaged and an active online community?
Mm.
And please enlighten me. I'm the Be.Live community manager. I'm trying to get them to talk more. So anything helps. Asking for a friend.
Listen, listening to what they're saying.
True.
Listen to the questions that they're asking each other. Listen to the feedback that they're giving you. If they say that they want something or they wish that they had something, what can you do to make it happen? Even if you can come on halfway to do whatever you can, still be able to ask them what they want. How can you apply it to the community? And now you also got to think, what do you want? What kind of community do you want to build? Do you want people that are more energetic? Do you want people that are more laid back? Do you want more active, a more active community? And then you need to think, how can you merge those two together? And what strategies that you can use to be able to get not only the people talking, but also contacting you constantly, where they always want to hear from you. And then, of course, value their feedback. Always ask them what their thoughts are on something and what would they do differently.
That's amazing. That's great. Actually, that's stuff that I'm gonna take into my community service too. Right? I'm saying.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah.
I
A lot of
appreciate that.
times, I tell you, a lot of times people just want you to listen. That's the main
That's
thing.
what we all
And
want, actually. So yeah, that's
yeah,
what we all want. And in retrospect, yes, we want to be listened. You want to have attention from somebody that we actually admire. So yeah, that kind of works out.
yeah. And being able to listen, you're not only getting that feedback, but it's going to make them feel valued. It's
And
going to make
sometimes
them
you're
feel like,
doing stuff
yeah,
that people are not. They're afraid to do. So they see
yes,
you as somebody that they can learn to start or streaming or selling and doing stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
exactly.
Awesome. So, how important is live streaming in your community building strategy?
Well, it's very important because it helps me to grow my brand. I get people talking. They're constantly going to talk about me in other chats. They're going to constantly talk about me on other social media. They're going to constantly talk about me to their friends and family. And if I have people talking, then guess what? They're going to want to always see me. If I am not out there and I am not live streaming, guess what? It's out of sight, out of mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be recognized if I'm not constantly putting myself out there. If I'm not constantly reminding people, hey, guess who's here? Then I'm going to be forgotten. And that's where it can be a real struggle for some creators, because if you're not constantly putting yourself out there, you're going to be forgotten. And as fast as we have content that's constantly pushed out, the ability to sustain someone's attention on a platform can be a challenge. So you got to make sure you're constantly putting some sort of content out. It doesn't have to be perfect.
It doesn't have to be perfect. That's what I always say. Just put your content out there. There's somebody out there waiting for you to put that content. Somebody
Yes.
listen. There's an ear for you. There's a tribe for you. So yeah, that's wow. This is a two-part. So let me read the first part, right? So
Okay.
in managing a community, there's always a delicate balance. You want to help, but also you want the time you're spending inside the community to be worth it. How are you currently monetizing your community without ruining that delicate balance?
That's a very good question. And this is something that I see a lot of people struggle with. And
Mhm.
even in the beginning, I struggled with this. You have to have a start and stop time. So you've got to set some boundaries. You've got to set your office hours. And you have to promise yourself, don't break that promise. Promise yourself that your office hours start at this time and it ends at this time. Now, I know as a creator, you're like, what? That's crazy. I have to work like 3 more hours after this. I get it. Like sometimes we have deadlines we got to catch up on, but try to be as consistent as possible with setting those office hours and keeping those promises to yourself, because eventually what that's doing is you're promising yourself mental health. That's for mental health purposes so you don't burn out. And then, of course, I do give my community options where they can communicate with me within my own community. I have a paid community. And then also I do have VIP days that they can book with me, and also strategy sessions. But all of these things have to be within my calendar. And those are the hours that I set, and those are the hours that I commit to.
Wow.
And that's how I monetize from that.
That's amazing. We have a couple comments over here. And hey, there you go. Everyone loves Mel's live streams.
Thank you, Eileen.
We got Nathan.
We try to have fun. We
Yeah.
try.
Let's go
Hey,
for
Nathan.
Nathan. We got a happy Tuesday to all from the digital jungle.
I love it. I love it.
All
So,
right. So about the previous question, right?
mhm.
So how are you building partnerships with brands that don't ruin that delicate balance inside your community?
Mm, yeah, that right there can be really touchy. You never want to like try to step on somebody's toes. I try my best. I always want to, well, let me back up. When I started off as a creator, I had to create my own value system. Like, what is so important to me? Integrity is important, right? So I have to have a brand that has integrity. I have to have, joy. Like, what is the way that this brand is bringing joy to the community? And that's something that I bring. So I make sure my values align with that brand's values, and that's how I'm able to connect those brands together. I make partnerships, sponsorships, sometimes with other creators or myself. And then, of course, this always goes back to the community, knowing what the community wants. So remember when we said we have to listen to them, right? This is when you go back and you're starting to pull from those values. And that's how you select the brand that's going to be right for you.
Wow. All right. We do have a question from Call That Geek, but we're gonna leave those questions for whenever we finish and enter into the Q&A. So I won't forget
Okay.
about you, Jesse. I will bring you back on one of his question, which is actually a pretty good one.
Okay.
Of course, it's Jesse.
Mhm.
Come on,
I love Jesse.
we all do. All right. So how can content creators measure the success of their community building efforts, and what metrics are important to track?
All right. So the first thing I would do every single day, as just part of my daily calendar regimen, is I looked at my impressions. I would look at my impressions for the most recent posts, see what the reach was, and I would also see how many people engaged with that kind of post. If I seen that it was a low engagement, I looked at the next post from the previous day, see which one was highest. And then I see also what were the times that my particular post is most active and where my followers are most active on my platform. That could be Instagram, it could be TikTok, it could be YouTube, and it can also be on Amazon Live. Um, with the Amazon Live, I'm looking at my views. I'm looking to see how strong the views are on a specific stream. So sometimes I like to niche down my streams. Sometimes they're great. Like people like, whoa, I love that stream that you were on the other day, where it was like clean my junk drawer stream. Everybody loved that one.
Identified.
Dude, I was finding stuff from like my kids, like when they were 1 and they're like 16 and 17 now. So those are things that they really enjoyed. But then, like, I'll give you an example. Today, I did a stream on office, clean my office with me, and nobody really was like, it was a few people, but it wasn't too many people.
Nobody
So
wanted to clean.
nobody wants to clean the office. So I got to find something else, right? And so it's always like an A B test that you're doing. You're always doing some sort of A B test. And so maybe I need to do another type of stream that's like a clean your junk drawer stream. People like those kind of things. It gives them a little peek into your life. What is she doing? You know, what has she got in there?
That is so
What is she
true.
hiding in there?
That is so true, actually. Yeah.
So
Follow
that's what
her.
I
Follow
use.
her so you can know more.
Look at that. You're plugging me. CTA. That was a good one. So now, okay, if you've got your people, they showed up for your live stream. This is important. Um, you tell them, hey, I noticed that you were in the earlier live stream. It was so good seeing you. Now you're telling them, I recognize when you are here.
Wow.
And then I tell them, I haven't seen you since last month. Are you okay? Like I start asking them questions and they're like, oh, snap. You know, like not a lot of live streamers do this. And I've had them send me messages and they're like, that was the kindest thing. You know, you've remembered my daughter. She was sick. They're human. We're all human. And so we need to be able to connect with other people and again, show them that accountability that you want them for the next live. Oh, I'm going to see you at 1 p.m., right? Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I'm going to be there. Okay, I'll be looking out for you. So those are the kind of things that I do for my live stream to get them to come back as well. Yes, Maria.
That was a funny comment.
Even the rest we test. That's so true. We do. We test everything.
Right. So, what are the common mistakes you see when content creators make when trying to cultivate relationships with their fans/members?
Okay.
Oh, the many. Oh, the little many.
Okay. All right. All right. I have a few. One, they don't set boundaries. So you got messages coming in all times of the night. Everyone has a different sleep schedule. You get a call, if somebody's trying to call you through Instagram and you're asleep, don't pick up that phone. And you never picked up messages like that from anyone else. Don't pick it up. Like, you could talk to them later and be like, hey, I seen that you called me at 2 a.m., but I'm sleeping at that time. But you can send me a message on the platform.
Exactly.
You got to honor your own time. If you don't, you're going to burn out. And I've seen this time and time again, like, excuse me, so many times. And it's even happened to me. Like, when I first started out, I was trying to make everybody happy, and you can't do it. You cannot do it. You can make some people happy, and that's cool, but you also got to honor your own values and keep those promises to yourself so you don't burn out. And you have to learn how to say no. You have to learn how to say no. You could say, no, I don't do that. I'm sorry. They may say, hey, let's jump on a Zoom. Sorry, I don't jump on a Zoom, but you could see me at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Amazon Live. You want me to send you that link? You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. And also, don't involve yourself in their drama. There's like a community of drama. And I'm just going to say it. Like, some people, they'll be talking about other people, talking about their business. You really don't want to get involved in that, because guess what? Those same people are talking about them. They're going to be talking about you too. So you just want to avoid that altogether, and highlight the things that you really love about your community. And then, of course, I'm going to tell you something else, and I've heard this before. Don't do this on your Instagram. Don't do this on your TikTok. Don't do this on your YouTube channel. Do not buy followers. That's going to kill your channels. Any kind of channels you got. Because one, it's going to give you it's going to be harder for you to have an authentic connection with your audience. People are going to see bots. People know what bots look like. Those generic responses. Hey, that's great. Or like all of a sudden heart emojis, and it's like you're talking about something sad. Like, so it's like things like that. People know what bots look like. And then also the brands know there's software out there, guys, that's going to alert them that these bots were bought on your account. So you have to make sure you do not buy followers, get them organically.
Exactly. You're buying
trolls be crawling. Yeah, you got that right, Phil. Trolls be crawling.
Oh man, I'm telling you. So let's jump into the next one. So what unique opportunities exist for connecting with influencers and amplifying your message through these relationships?
So when you're connecting with people and you're learning more about them, they're going to talk about you organically. So this is what's going to help grow your brand. It's going to help with brand recognition, and people are going to start recognizing your name. People know me based off of my hair, the curly hair. That's part of my brand now. Like, they know, hey, Melody wears her hair like this. Oh, your son is so cute. I'm sorry. He's a cutie pie.
I'm gonna show him.
Hi, how are you? You want to see what Dad is doing?
He always does.
I'm sorry.
No, you're so good.
It's that teacher part in me that come out. So it's gonna get people talking about you organically, which is gonna be fabulous. And then, of course, this is gonna be a really strong tip for you guys. When people are talking about you organically, they do something that's an old school technique that's been around for centuries. You get what's called word of mouth.
Yes.
Everybody loves word of mouth. What do you do when your favorite aunt tells you there's a restaurant down the block that has the best Mediterranean food? You're going to go over there. You're not going to go to old Joe Schmo down the block that you've never been to before. And so word of mouth is a very strong way to also build these connections. If you have under 1,000 followers, that's going to help you because it's going to build your brand organically through word of mouth. And that's going to eventually spread to also brands as well. As you never know who knows who.
You heard about Melody? You know, she does some streams, but she picks on her stuff and turn it to stuff from like 17 years back. It's really amazing.
Yeah. See, I told you. I told you.
Oh man. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that. All right. So let me see here. What are 3 key takeaways you would like our viewers to remember about community building?
Okay. So, of course, be yourself, right? There's no one else like you. If you were already chosen on this Amazon Live platform, it's because you are you. And they know that they've seen something special in you. So just be you. Like, don't worry about what that person is doing and that person is doing. Stay in your lane and do what you need to do.
I know, right?
And also, if you're not yourself, people are going to know that you are not being yourself, and they're not going to want to connect with you on a genuine level. The second thing is you want to be real with people and just give a little bit of vulnerability. Let them know, hey, you know what? This stream did not turn out the way I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And just be real with them, because that is what audiences like. They like for you to be real. They actually don't like cutesy, all together, put together things all the time. Sometimes they do, but they like to see the realness. And so don't be afraid to use that as a personal connection to connect you and your audience together. And then I want to tell you, did you take your RYDD? Did you take your RYDD today? That is did you read your daily data? So you need to make sure you're taking your RYDD every single day. That's your impressions. That is your data from Amazon. That is your data from your sales from Amazon. And you need to take all of that data and apply it to your live streams, apply it to the content that you create on all platforms, and apply it to your own community.
Amazing. That's more horns, more horns. Little applause. There we go.
Thank you.
Oh man. And if you haven't yet connected with Mel, right? She's here at Deals with Mel on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and also on Amazon Live. After you put shop / same deal. Same deal.
And I love this. Look at what Phil said. The relationships I've made with the Amazon Live streamer hosts have been life-changing. This platform is the best. Thank you so much for that, Phil, because that's exactly the kind of platform that we've built on our own community. And we've had people come in saying they were lonely, they were sad, sometimes even like with, family members going away and not coming back, we've built such a strong community where we've said, don't worry. We are your Amazon Live family. Come on. This is what everybody needs. Everybody needs love. That's a basic need. Basic need for everybody.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's one of them.
Yes.
And RYDD is my morning reading and feel something is missing without it. True. On Mal.
I love that. Yes, that's true.
And now we're going to go back into Q&A. Now we have one really great question from Jesse, Called That Geek. If you haven't checked Jesse out, go to Amazon, Called That /shop, Called That Geek. He's an amazing streamer. We had him with us last week, and we have some reels running around. If you want to watch the show, you can go into our page and check out the show as well. So how did you build to your 2K followers for A-List? And what was the first thing you did to celebrate when you reached it? Other than drinking a bottle of wine. Woo! Screaming.
So 2000, how did I build my 2K followers for A-List? I built an email list, but I also did the giveaways. All of the tips that I gave you, I used every single one of these tips consistently. I pretty much just laid it out for you. How to get to A-List.
Amazing.
I just laid it out to you. But what I did to celebrate, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so when I found out, it was like 9:30 at night, and I busted out in tears from joy because I had such a deep gratitude from being able to be on this platform. And I know, like, it was very hard. Like, there were some days I was very tired. I didn't want to live stream, but I did it anyway because I knew that there were people waiting for me. I knew that there were people that were, they don't have family at home. So they come onto the platform and they're like, there's my sister, there's my, you understand what I'm saying? Like, they see me as as an extension, as a family member. And so that's how I have it on this platform for people.
It happens. There's a lot of people that are alone at their homes, and you're family to them. So
yeah. And so what I've done is I've built sisters and brothers platform that they can also talk to if I'm not there.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So just most important thing is love. That's what I like to integrate into every single thing that I put out for my community.
Word. Amazing. Thank you so much, Melody. It's been really, really amazing. I'm blown away because there's a lot of tips that I'm taking for myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still an Amazon live amateur. I have to say it, right? So I'm still learning in the process. We're always learning in the process. But I'm gonna take a lot of those skills here for the community, for our community here on Be.Live. And we thank you a lot for providing all that knowledge that you have acquired throughout the years and experiences. So thank you so much for accepting to be with us.
Thank you. So grateful to be here.
Her, please.
Chat with you.
Her. Oh yeah. And please reach out anytime if you need anything or you want to come back. You're welcome back on this platform anytime. So
thank you so much. I
guys.
Appreciate that. Right now we're I'm looking for additional income streams for other creators at this point. So I'm going to start rolling out some content on Instagram. You can find me at The Melody Johnson on Instagram and on TikTok.
Everywhere.
I don't know why TikTok was like telling me I'm not doing it right, but whatever. Check me out on Instagram. I'm on every platform.
Are you gonna dance? Right?
Exactly. But you guys, if you're not on Be.Live, I got to tell you, make sure you're jumping on and getting the subscription. They do have a 14-day free trial that you can check out. And they have a lot of awesome features, such as this little snake that you see going around you see it on the screen. That's a great way to integrate engagement with your audience. And you also have the ability to put stuff in your tray if you are live streaming on Facebook so they can see what you got.
I know, right?
Yes, I love that feature. I think that's so awesome. So you guys make sure you're getting that in. They got the links in the chat for you.
We got the widgets.
Yes, I love the widgets. I'm like, what else are they going to come out with?
We're coming. We're coming. All right, Melody. And thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate you guys being here and participating so much. And we will see you on the next one. It's next week, Tuesday, 4 p.m. as always. And this is Melody Johnson and Dr. Elo out. Let's go out with
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. No, we're not going to go with this one. How about this one? This one's more better.
Oh, I like this one. This has like an island beat to it.
Hey, from Puerto Rico. Gotta do it.
Oh, Puerto Rican!
Don't let it fall on me.